Democratic and Republican candidates for president are making the rounds to key states on the mainland, but few are likely to consider an island pit stop this early in their campaigns. KITV4's Pete Kajana reports from Ala Moana, where one White House hopeful is vying for Hawaii votes.
Can we expect to see other presidential hopefuls before next November? Former Democratic Virginia Senator Jim Webb may be the only one. He's in the islands to receive the American Patriot Award from the Navy League and to outline his presidential platform.
Experienced leadership that you can trust and someone who keeps his word.
That was Webb at the Ala Moana Center tonight, where he gave a speech focusing on his vision on national security and foreign policy. Webb says his time as a Marine gives him extra pause before committing U.S. military forces. Asked about the ISIS threat.
ISIS is one piece of a larger strategic formula that we need to look at. I don't think we need to send a bunch of troops on the ground to chase these guys.
And on China and the recent developments in the South China Sea, sounding more hawkish.
I've been, I think, the strongest voice in the United States Congress about our need to counterbalance the Chinese expansionism in this part of the world.
Webb hopes to score points with voters with his extensive foreign policy experience. He has a long way to go, though. Right now, according to the Real Clear Politics polling average, he's only garnering 2% of the vote. He says it's still early.
When President Carter ran in 1975, he had a 2% recognition rate at this time.
He blames his low polling numbers on noise in the system from bigger names such as Trump, Clinton, and possible candidate Vice President Biden. Noise he thinks will eventually fade.
When people calm down over a lot of different issues right now and the high decibels that are going on with a lot of different candidates, they're going to look around and say, who do we want to lead the country? Who can make the decisions? Who can work across the aisle?
Pete Kajano, KITV4 News.